Good morning and welcome to the Coastal Business Channel. This used to be 15 starting a business, but I was worried about people being turned off by the fact that I'm 50. So you can start a business at any age. The information that I provide is great for a teenager wanting to start a business as well as someone who is 70, 80, wanting to start a business. So decided to get rid of the 15 starting a business and Coastal Business Channel, partly because my wealth management company is called Coastal Private Wealth Management, so I'm sticking with the word coastal. We also own homes on the coast, so that works for me. Today we're going to discuss 25 highest paying jobs for recent college graduates. This is a good thing to learn if you're a college graduate or if you're going into college. What should I major in? Interested in engineering, don't have a specific area of engineering that I want to go into. So, this is going to lay out what your best options are for the highest paying job. So the top 5 highest paying based on median salaries are: number 1 is a petroleum engineer. That median salary is $139,300 as of 2022 data. Number 2 is chemical engineer, and that makes $93,150 as the median income. Nuclear engineer comes in at $92,500. An actuarial mathematician comes in at $90,200. And the last on the top 5 is a electronics engineer, or electrical engineer, which comes in at $88,650. So those are the median starting salaries for a recent college grad. So to now go through the top 25 careers, I'm going to give you the range. So this is, the lowest for a graduate, and then if you're a top graduate from a top school, what you can expect. So here we go. Number 1 is a petroleum engineer. They can make anywhere from $102,000 to $176,000. An actuarial mathematician makes $60,800 up to $120,000. Nuclear engineer makes $67,000 to $118,000. A chemical engineer, $67,000 to $117,000. An electronic and communications engineer makes anywhere from $64,000 to $113,000. Computer science engineer, $67,000 to $108,000. Number 7 is aerospace engineer, which is $65,000 to $108,000. Number 8 is electrical engineer, $65,000 to $108,000. And a material science engineer makes anywhere from $64,000 to $109,000. Number 10 is a physicist, which makes $57,000 to $105,000. So that rounds out the top 10. I don't know if you've noticed that the word that came up about 8 times was the word engineer. And when it didn't come up, we had an actuarial mathematician and a physicist. So the sciences and engineering is really where our economy is going. There are chips in everything. Technology is used for so much. So it behooves you, if you like math a little bit, if you like sciences a little bit, to try to kind of see if there's an area of science that you're more excited about. I think what you learn in high school when it comes to math and science, they do touch upon physics. There's a whole world out there. Materials engineering is, trying to figure out how to either come up with new materials or how to use the materials we know about now in different ways. Can we strengthen them? Can we make them more flexible? Can we make them anti-flammable? So there's a whole world out there that's not just pure crunching numbers every day, unless you go into actual mathematics, where you are pretty much crunching numbers every day. So those are the top 10. So we're going to continue on. So number 11 is statistician. They make anywhere from $55,000 to $103,000. A mechanical engineer makes $62,000 to $102,000. Software engineer, $62,000 to $100,000. Business information and technology, $57,000 to $99,000. A economist makes $51,000 to $98,000. Industrial engineer, $62,000 to $97,000. Applied mathematician, $54,000 to $97,000. Civil engineer, $55,000 to $93,000. And a mathematician is $55,000 to $92,000. And number 20 is a biomedical engineer at $60,000 to $92,000. So again, with top 20, it's math and science. So if you can, get your interest into an area and develop some math skills. Now, you don't need, engineers need crazy math skills, applied mathematicians need crazy math skills, but sometimes for some of these careers, it's not, solely math that you need to know. So look into these if you have even a little bit of an interest. See what kind of piques your interest to learn more about. Okay, so the last 5. Number 21 is an architectural engineer. So it's slightly different than an architect. So an architect is, designs your buildings. The architect engineer really looks at the function and the safety of the building. They make between $57,000 and $90,000. Number 22 is an aviation management. They make between $48,000 and $90,000. Number 23 is computer information systems management. They make between $52,000 and $90,000. Construction management, $54,000 to $90,000. And the last one is a biotechnologist. They make between $48,000 and $89,000. I'd have to tell you, this was super helpful for me to go through. I have 4 kids that'll be heading off to college in the next 4 or 5 years. And to realize that my insistence that they be strong in math will help them down the road. I do have one son who's super creative. I think he's going to be a comedian or a storyteller or something like that. It's his life. He'll figure out what he wants, but he is strong in math. And so are my other kids. And that seems like a lot of society in the United States is going towards, computers and computer systems and engineering. And so it is very important, I believe, for kids to have, not only be strong in math, but to not have that fear. I mean, when I was growing up, it was like, girls start off just as strong in math as boys, and they hit 5th grade, and then all of a sudden they become scared of math. I grew up with a father who's an engineer, so being scared of math wasn't really on the table for me. And then I think I enjoyed doing math problems because I was good at it, and it kind of snowballed for me. But I do have a daughter who, in 5th grade or whatever was like, oh, I don't really like math. And I was like, no, you like math. I said, if you keep telling yourself you don't like math, you're not going to like math. So let's change the story you're telling yourself and say, yes, you are good at math. Sometimes maybe it just takes a little bit longer for you to sit down and work through a problem than maybe one of your siblings. But you are good at it, and you can learn it. And a lot of times it's just learning how to do problems in steps. So, I don't know who's watching these videos. If you are a parent and you have a younger child, start doing math with them at home. Don't rely on the schools. I mean, when I grew up and we had math homework, I would have like 20 to 30 math problems to do. So when a test or a quiz came up, I knew it because I learned it over the course of my homework. My kids will have like 5 or 6 math problems, and I'm just like, what? How are you going to learn how to do something? It would take 5 or 6 problems for me to like follow an example, see how the teacher did it, see what does the book say, okay, I get it. And then by, problem 20, 30, whatever, I don't have to, I shouldn't even say 20, maybe 10. I don't have to look at the book anymore. I've learned how to do it. And then you have, 10 to 15 more problems where it gets synced into your brain. Now you have 5 or 6 problems. I think you can finish those 5 or 6 problems and still not really have any idea what you're doing. And then you go to school the next day, the teacher goes over the homework, you may or not be paying attention, and then she's starting a new topic, but you haven't really figured out the last one. So please, parents, I think it's vitally important with the way careers and our society is going that kids are not scared of math, not scared of any topic. Honestly, I think that you need to instill in your kids that, given enough time, they can learn how to do almost anything. I was lucky enough to be raised that way. I'm trying to raise my kids that way. I did see how my daughter kind of took a step back for a while in 5th and 6th grade and was like, oh, I'm not good at math. And I was like, no. No, you are. It just, you just need to take a little bit more time. And so, those were the top 25 careers. I hope you paid attention to, the salaries are obviously going to change. We had a huge inflation this past year in 2022. The labor market is still tight. I think any of these ranges you should add, you know, $10,000 to $15,000 to it, at least if you're going to go in and interview. Don't ever accept, you know, something, you know, money, or a salary or a wage that somebody is offering you. Always bump it up. It never hurts to ask. If you're polite and you're not rude about it, if you have your reasons for why you're asking for the increased money, I think that's also really important and helpful. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe my video. Have a nice day.